the seventh Sunday of Easter. In several dioceses of the United States, Ascension Thursday is celebrated on Thursday. Omaha is one of those dioceses. So, at Sacred Heart Parish in Omaha, it's the seventh Sunday of Easter. And so we comment and pray with the readings for that Sunday. I want to point out that the first reading assumes that the ascension has taken place. It's from the first chapter of Acts, and they come back from the ascension, the apostles, and they go to the upper room, and right at the last verse of that first reading is they come into the room where there are women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and his brothers. So maybe it's the first gathering of the church, waiting for Pentecost, which is celebrated next Sunday for us. But the gospel is so powerful. I highly recommend reading all of chapter 17. It's the final graduation talk, if you will, for the apostles. It's at the end of what we call the last discourse, chapter 17, which is a prayer over the graduates, over the beginning church. And they have sat through a long baccalaureate sermon, and this is the ending. And it's just full of all kinds of wonderful expressions of Jesus. For instance, that the hour has finally come. If you remember at the first meal, if you will, at the wedding feast in Cana in chapter 2, Mary says they have no wine, and Jesus says, my hour has not yet come. What is that hour? Because Jesus says in John 17, the hour has come. The hour for final glorification, final revelation. That the crucifixion and the resurrection are a glorification, which in John's gospel it's a final revelation, the final declaration that this is how and who is this God for you. So there's a prayer over the apostles, because as he has been sent to them, he says, I send you. And he says, I do not pray that you take them out of the world. I pray for them, he says. I do not pray for the world, but for the ones you have given me. Watch in this gospel and in all of John 17, the Father gives to Jesus and Jesus gives to them, and Jesus gives them to the Father as he has received them. There's a lot of interchange. I pray for them because they are yours, and everything that is mine is yours, and everything of yours is mine. And I will be glorified in them. I am no longer be in the world, but they are in the world. This world we have to talk about. While I am going to you. So what is this world? They are not of the world. Jesus does not take them out of the world, but has been trying to take the world out of them, which is our struggle. We are in the world, And we try to be maybe what we could call authentic, or in psychological terms, self-actualized. When are we really who we are? And the world, in a way, there's a gravitational pull. Maybe that's a way that Jesus talks of the world. There's a pull downwards toward the world to find completion in the world. But I do not take them out of the world, but I've been trying to take the world out of them, that gravitational pull to glorifying themselves, establishing themselves. So he's trying to give them a sense of what it is to be of his company. And maybe what we might say is to be authentic. What does that mean? Because we cannot have the world totally taken out of ourselves. We can't pray it away. Grace does not destroy nature. It builds on nature. It orients nature away from complete domination by the world with which we are full. So, what is authenticity? This might be a little complicated. It is for me too. But maybe to be authentic, and maybe it's what Jesus says, I'm not taking them out of the world. They are going to be in the world. Authenticity, at least for me, is that I authentically stay in the tension between the two polarities, between the call of the earth and the call of the beyond. The call of grace versus the call of nature. Authentically is I embrace gratefully who I am and who I will become in grace. But I live in that tension. And tension is authenticity. Not a rival. Not for us humans. That to be authentic is to live with the tensions with caused by what we believe. We believe that we are on the way we are becoming. Authentic is not a rival, it's journey, if you wish to say. But it's living in the tensions between the worldliness that is within me and the worldliness that Jesus calls us from. And he knows that the apostles will be experiencing their human frailty, their struggles to believe. And of course, the Johannine community, and we've been listening to things from the Johannine community since Easter, they have had much tension. People coming to them and being with them for a while and saying, no, this is too much. I'm going back to my Jewish traditions. And Jesus refers to them, the fallen away, as the world. It's a dangerous text. It's been used for anti-Semitic beliefs. But Jesus, through John's words and his gospel, is saying, stay faithful to Jesus. Stay faithful to the one who has been sent to you and the one who sends you. But I send you to confront the world that is within you, and that's a holy place. That part of the world that is within you allows you to pray with your poverty, which is a sacred experience. What you can't do, you're not arrived yet. And to live with the longing, the reaching, but not the grasping. The understanding, but not totally. And so this last Sunday of Easter is a culmination of Jesus in John's Gospel urging the apostles to, as we heard, to be the branch on the vine, to be waiting for the dwelling place that he is preparing, to live in me as I have lived in you, make your home in me. That's very difficult. we are entered into authenticity in a Christian sense of not being quite there. Always. But always reaching towards the there. And that there is the human Jesus reaching towards us all the time. Authenticity is being found in my truth and being found by his truth, and that's attention. It's the world in me and the world in which I am. And the grace that is within me and the grace in the world that is around me. And so the hour has come for us to glorify God, to reveal the goodness of God within the text, the context, the condition of my authentic, incomplete self. Living with that gracefully, I think, is Christian authenticity. We are a gift from God to Jesus, a gift from Jesus to the Father, and a gift from God to us. And then we glorify God by revealing that we are a gift from God, but incomplete. Sorry about that. I will be a disappointment if you're looking for totality in me, completion in me, perfection in me. No. What you will find in me is an authenticity of being grateful for the fact that I am not complete and I am reaching to be found. The hand I grasp is the hand reaching towards us. It's a great graduation talk for Jesus, and I hope you can pray with it as we work towards next Sunday's feast of the coming of the Holy Spirit.